Alrighty then, we're back. Talking a little Kizer. I've been doing a lot of Kizer lately, but I've been exploring as long as I've been able to obtain some of their knives at a pretty good price. This is a really cool knife. This is called the Yamakazie. Of course, Kizer makes this knife. Kizer is a Chinese knife company. These are manufactured in China. As you can see, it says Willumsen, which is the name of the designer. Mikkel Willumsen collaborated with Kizer, and this is his design. So this is not the only thing he's done with Kizer or with any other knife company for that matter. I mean, he's done designs and collaborated with other knife makers, including Browse on the Reloader, etc., things like that. So, just before we kind of climb all the way into it, yeah, I mean, if you go on Blade HQ, type in his name, so you've got the Barbosa, you've got the Lansky Responder, you've got the Browse Reloader, then you've got, of course, the Maddox, and there's several others that he's done. And real quick, of course, the Yamakazie, which we're talking about, other Lansky models, of course, his own custom stuff, and wow, I didn't know I printed out so many pages. And then, you know, this kind of thing, like the Super Bad, which is a fixed blade. You can kind of see his hand in these things. And this is the this is the Piroc, which is a different one than the Maddox. Maddox is bigger, but do they look similar? Yes, they do. So, in any case, you can kind of see that kind of bent blade kind of influence there, and this really is a little bit of a departure, although, you know, if you look at the sight line on this, yeah, maybe the tip is down a little from maybe a straight out position, but it seems pretty standard. You know, just kind of not as influenced in that kind of, you know, V shape that he does on a lot of his knives. In any case, compound grind, S35VN steel on the blade, and of course it's a black blade. Titanium frame lock flipper. It's about a 40% lockup, 35 to 40%, and you can see the hardened steel insert. These screws hold into the lock bar so that the titanium doesn't come in direct contact with the blade to prevent wear and lock stick. You have a tip up carry orientation. You have bearings on the pivot. So you have tip up right hand only. I don't see a left hand option on here at all. Lanyard hole, 3 standoffs right in a row. I'm not sure that, you know, why that was done, because I wasn't in the head of the designer, but I mean, obviously that was a design choice because these are big, thick titanium scales. So does it need that much reinforcement there? No, probably not. Really heavily textured on this scale, which I think is really cool. This is called, like I said again before, I mean, the Yamakazie. So it's not really a big, huge, heavy knife like the Maddox is. So it's nice, very EDC-able size, like about a 3.5-inch blade, which we'll get Bertha out here. Big yellow. Here we go. Yep, 3.5 and just over 8 inches overall, which is about 20.5 centimeters, somewhere in there, and about maybe not quite 90 or almost 90 millimeter blade size. So, you know, it's almost the exact same size as the Mannix. Mannix looks a little more massive here in height of the blade. This one not quite as high. Let's get that out from behind there. That black is killing me. But yeah, you see that? So that's pretty standard EDC size. Let's get that. Just not as light as that. And then here you go, the full-size Griptilian. So you're right there. I mean, you're really right there with both of those. Like I said, big, thick titanium slabs, and I'm not seeing any milling or, you know, skeletonization of the titanium scales, so that's not going on there. Here on the front, you have, of course, the Kizer logo, S35VN steel, and you've got their model number, like I said, on the back. Mikkel Willumsen design. Yamakazie is printed right in there. If you look at the box, Yamakazie, 3.49 inch blade. Why you would do that? Why not just say 3.5? I don't know. And the model number, S35VN blade. And of course, when you get these Bladesmith series knives, you get the outer box here, which is, I mean, not all that strong a box because it just covers this inner box. Inner box being very, very tough and crush proof in construction. Top comes off, and of course, then you get big zipper pouch, microfiber cloth with their logo on it, and paperwork. Really cool, very nice. And of course, inside the pouch is the plastic sleeve that the knife goes in, and two other little segregated pouches in there, or openings where you can put other items, whatever they may be. Okay, so interesting. I like the sturdy boxes, and then they give you, yeah, all that on top of it, which is really nice. And we have a special guest star today. It's we're going high tech. So this is instead of my big huge scale, we're using a smaller scale. So we got 5.12 ounces, and if we go to mode, 145 grams, 145.2. So, yeah, not that heavy, just a little over 5 ounces. Pretty EDCable in that regard. And, you know, the action on this is really good. Detent's pretty good. Yeah, it's really good. So it's not one that you're just going to gravity flip. Not easily in any case. Better hold on to it and, you know, have a good arm to be able to knock that out of there. So detent scale, I'd say 7. You can always fail it if you want. I mean, but the bearings are really, really nice, and good action. Let's see how this blade drops here. Not easily. There's not a lot of weight to it. Like that. But yeah, the action's good on it. And it is centered. And is there any blade play? No. Lock rock, none. So, good setup that way. This finger is kind of not real dry, and that's why I've been doing that. There you go. In any case, yeah, it's pretty good detent, pretty strong. It's pretty easy to actuate this flipper tab. There's no jimping on it, which, I don't know, maybe it could have used it. Obviously, there's everything. This is jimp world, isn't it? I mean, this is texture city here. I mean, you've got jimping along here, jimping along the top of the blade. No real go forward position. I mean, you could sneak up on here a little bit if you really wanted to for control cutting, but probably stay back and just do this. In the hand, it's pretty ergonomic. So it feels good. It's not a huge handle, so there's not a lot of extra room. But there's adequate room for me, at least. And reverse position, yeah, feels good. You've got, of course, this cutaway here. And with the flipper tab, you have a guard to keep your finger from sliding forward on the blade. It's good. Now, did they sharpen the knife at the factory? Well, let's try and get the piece of paper put together here first. Yeah, seemed pretty good. Yeah, pretty sharp right out of the box. And I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, I'm making a mess of it, aren't I? Yeah, pretty decent. Not the sharpest edge I've seen off a factory situation, but if you look at it, it looks pretty well done. But no, not as sharp as I would have liked. So yeah, I probably want to touch that up a little bit. I don't think you want to get into it too hard, but strobe or, higher grit stone, you could probably get this thing razor sharp. Right now, it's kind of just a working edge. Yeah, that's a little strange. Usually the Kizer knives are a lot sharper than that out of the box. So there we go. I like the design. I think it really begs to have this kind of hardware, the black hardware, to complement the black coated blade. The overall look is, yeah, kind of a bit on the badass side, fairly intimidating. It's not the sleek gentleman look, that's for sure. It's more of a real heavy industrial, or I don't know. There's definitely grip. All that and the jimping up here, this is pretty aggressive stuff. I mean, it's not sharp, but you're gonna feel it. Yeah. So yeah, but on the other hand, it's not that heavy. I mean, it's substantial, and these are pretty thick titanium slabs, but it's barely 8 inches overall. And this is not, if this knife would have been thicker, heavier, taller in the handle, it would weigh more, but it's more slender back here, and therefore it's helped reduce the weight. And so no, the action's good, feels good in the hand, but still feels fairly light and carryable. And you buy what you like, and I still can't do this flipper tab. I'm need to get some chalk on there sliding off of it, which kind of tells you right there that some jimping would have been helpful, because you have to be a little bit more intentional with the flipper tab or you're just going to fail. In any case, it's snappy though. Snappy, good action, and good detent. So if those are your questions, yes, detent's strong. Obviously, when I accidentally miss it, that tells you right there it's not just falling out. And gravity flip did not work for me, so it's pretty strong. All right, hey, Kizer, I don't know, Yamakazie. I'm not big on black blades necessarily, but I think that this design, this overall look, pretty much demanded one. And yeah, I mean, the only reason I got this knife, like all the knives I get and put on my channel, is because the design intrigued me. And I thought it was really cool. And I caught it on sale. And so, and I never did, sorry. I mean, Blade HQ, they have it at $199, and I got mine for less. Although I saw on Mass Drop that you can buy this knife right now. Now this is the 9th of September, so they have it up for $125. So, you know, that's significantly less than this. And here you can get the stats: 8 inches overall, 3.5 inch blade, hollow grind, black. Handle length is under 5 inches, a little over 4.5, which means, yeah, I could tell that it's not a real long handle here. And 5 ounce, we had 5.1, right hand tip up. And there you go. Aggressive jimping texture. Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it's aggressive. I think that's what we can call it. And we have a bunch of standoffs on there. So, yeah. And as we said before, model number KI4489. Made in China by Kizer. What do you think? Maybe you might want to get you one, especially on that Mass Drop deal at $125. And I think it could drop to $114 if enough people signed up. So, I mean, that's then you're talking. At that point, if you like this design, well, this is worth that all day long. All day long. It'd be a great grab. So, take care, my friends. Thank you for joining me. Sorry I got a little windy on there and overdone on some of the parts of the knife. But, you know, fit and finish is really good on these Kizer knives. These Bladesmith series are really well done. And they're intriguing because they are collaborative with whatever knife maker they're doing them with. In this case, it was Mikkel Willumsen. But yes, they have some various different collaborators, custom knife makers, designers. That's fascinating. Yes, and that's kind of what I like about this. ZT does that too, but yeah. So this is, they're kind of doing their own thing here, and it changes so much. There's so much variance between these collaborative knives that it makes it interesting to explore. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Subscribe if you'd like. Stay up with us because we have giveaways when we hit like 5,000 subscribers or 6,000, whatever. And also look for our table sales. We can have some really nice things like this at a really good price, like this will be. And those happen at least monthly. So, yes, we do. We love them knives, so stay sharp.